Hello, everyone. Welcome to Youth Connect Friday, April 30th. I'm Aiden.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Joshua.
I'm Nibras.
And I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to our Youth Connect. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I know I am. I hope that you're ready for our Youth Connect. And we're just gonna no more jump. We're just gonna jump straight into it. And we're first gonna jump into our gaming news, video game news. Sorry, I was waiting for an intro. So I guess we guys got that spotlight game. We got to do a spotlight game of the week, obviously. This is the part where I tell you one game that I think you should try out. And this game, I'm actually very excited to talk to you guys about because this game is called Fez. F-E-Z. Just 3 letters. How simple is that? Let me tell you this. Fez is an indie puzzle platform video game developed by Polytron Corporation and published by Trapdoor. The player character, Gomez, receives a fez that reveals his 2-dimensional or 2D world is actually one of 4 sides of a 3-dimensional world, which is 3D. The player rotates between these 4 2D views to realign platforms and solve the game's puzzles. The objective of the game is to collect cubes and cube fragments to restore order in the universe. Now, I got to tell you, this game is so important to me because this game is actually nicknamed the underdog of indie games. This is probably one of the best indie games. And actually, this was one of my childhood games, which was released all the way back in 2011 when the Xbox 360 was still relevant. 2011, that's almost, I think it's almost 11 years. Yeah, 11 years, my goodness. And it was really released for the Xbox 360, but was recently released for the Nintendo Switch and Steam. And if you guys have time and you're really bored and you don't have a game to, check out, I recommend that you check out Fez because it was such a good game back in the day. And if it's been ported to a new system, it's probably going to be even better with new additions and stuff. So please check it out. Anyways, though, next up, we got I should say my friend Kevin with local Ontario Canadian news and weather.
Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Canada News at 3:30. I'm your host, Kevin Ruja. First, the headlines. Ontario reports more than 3,800 new COVID-19 cases for a second straight day. Ontario allows hospitals to move patients to long-term care without their consent due to COVID-19 third wave. Province have been slow to use rapid COVID tests, new numbers show. Toronto to begin preparing for curbside patios in early May ahead of lockdown end date. An alligator crashes Toronto FC training session in Florida. Ontario is reporting more than 3,800 new COVID-19 cases for the second day straight, but the province's 7-day rolling average continues to decline. Health officials reported 3,887 new COVID-19 cases on Friday, which is nearly the same number as the 3,871 cases logged on Thursday. Ontario's 7-day rolling average of new daily cases is 3,722, which is down from last week. Ontario logged 21 additional COVID-19 related deaths in the previous 24-hour period, which bring the total number of fatalities to 8,050. Ontario will begin moving chronically ill hospital patients out of hospitals and into long-term care homes without their consent to free up space for COVID-19 patients. The province announced Wednesday with an amendment to the Emergency Management and Civil Protection Act. The province will be able to move hospitals' patients to long-term care homes or retirement homes, providing their care agrees to medical needs that, can be met in that setting. Without the patient's consent or the consent of their substitute decision maker, Health Minister Christine Elliott and Ontario Health CEO Matt Anderson will speak about the decisions about the province's response to the third wave of coronavirus in the province on Wednesday morning. Under lockdown for most of a month, Ontario has seen record high infection rates, active caseloads, and test positivity, pushing the province's hospital systems to their limit. There are now 6 field hospitals set up across the province, adding hundreds of acute care beds to the system. Despite newly published data showing barely 4% of rapid COVID tests delivered to the province have been used, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said today his government procurement strategy is doing exactly what it's designed to do. The announcement we made last week about potential vaccine boosters for the coming number of years is another example of how we would much rather be ready and prepared with equipment that doesn't get used as much as we might have worried that it would need rather than not the equipment ready in cases where it is needed. The failure needs to use the test is almost uniform across the country. Although some provinces are using more than others and the federal government itself is using smaller percentage of its tests than any region of the country. Back in September, Ontario Premier Doug Ford called on Health Canada to make approval of rapid tests his number one priority. Toronto will begin installing the infrastructure needed for curbside patios in early May in an effort to ensure restaurants and bars are ready to hit the ground running when the stay-at-home order and lockdown lifts. In a news release issued Wednesday afternoon, on Toronto officials said that 720 curb lane cafes and 71 public parkets are being reviewed for replacement as part of the city's cafe TO program. More installations are planned throughout the spring and summer. The Cafe TO program allows restaurants without a patio or with a small patio area to apply to use public spaces in order to set up chairs and tables to serve customer outdoors. Speaking to reporters on Wednesday afternoon, Toronto Mayor John Tory said the installations will begin on May 8th and will take about 3 weeks. The stay at home order, which prohibits all in person dining, is scheduled to lift on May 20th. It is possible that the province will extend the order. The Major League Soccer outfit Toronto FC held a training session near Orlando, Florida. This week that was closed to the public, but nobody informed a huge alligator that invaded the pitch at the Champions Gate Resort. In a video the club posted on Twitter, several Toronto players are seen running towards the alligator to get a better view before a resort staffer seen running through the alligator to get a better view. Sorry. In a golf cart cases the animal away. Toronto, which has relocated to Florida for the MLS regular season because of travel restrictions amid the COVID-19 pandemic, later joked about the incident. Toronto FC have agreed to terms with Alligator on a short-term loan. The club tweeted the deal was completely using our newly equipped GAM, known as Gator Acquisition Money. Last week, American golfer Wyndham Clark earned bragging rights about after risking a possible alligator to encounter to secure a shot at the Zurich Classic in New Orleans. In today's weather forecast, we got a mix of sun and clouds this afternoon. Friday evening is partially cloudy. Saturday mornings mainly sunny, with a chance of sunner showers in the afternoon and evening. The temperature is 9 degrees centigrade, and Saturday temperatures is 6 degrees centigrade. That's all to report on weather. Have a good weekend, folks. And now back to Aiden's video gaming news.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Now, I gotta say, something's pretty spooky because if alligators are showing up in every type of sport, does that mean we're gonna see a team of alligators in every single type of sport? Just imagine, guys, team alligator in golf, team alligator for baseball, team alligator for soccer. Oh my goodness, it would be pretty weird. But honestly, I would like to see a team of crocodiles. Miss Judith would like it as well. So, guys, I have a very important event that I need to share with you. So, did you guys know that starting tomorrow, there is going to be Youth Week? And Youth Week is an amazing thing because basically we're celebrating youth. That's what Youth Week is about. That's you, that's me, that's Kevin, that's literally everyone here. And you know what? It starts tomorrow from May 1st to May 7th. And I wanted to do a few shout outs for important events that I want to share with you guys. So first, to top us off, for Thunder Bay is hosting a huge tech and gaming event, and gamers are competing in Among Us, Fortnite, and Rocket League. Honestly, Thunder Bay, you guys are amazing. Honestly, we should be having our own gaming event as well, because you know what? I would really like to play an Among Us tourney with all of you guys. That would be pretty cool. The second thing, Oakville Youth are offering a full week of amazing online workshops and activities, and you can check it out on their website. And their Project Autism and our Project Autism team are also volunteering. And if you guys want to see it, it's at Oakville Youth on Instagram or on Facebook or even on Twitter. Third one, Real Abilities is offering lots of online workshop opportunities during the month of May. If you check the list, you may see my classroom on the schedule. Pretty cool. Remember, at Real Abilities TO. That's another one. And lastly, our very own Project Autism Online is encouraging all of youth to connect and to come see what all the fuss is about. We have lots of fun learning, dancing, socializing, discovering, cooking, baking, crafting, and lots more. So come check out our schedule and really sign up because you're going to have a lot of fun at Project Autism. That's www.projectautismcanada.com. So I recommend that you guys celebrate Youth Week because guess what? This is a week entitled to you. Just to you guys, only the youth. Sorry, grown-ups, but no Youth Week for you, only youth. Anyways, though, next up we have Joshua, and Joshua is going to bring us world news and the best animal news you will ever hear.
World. New York City will fully reopen on July 1. Mayor Bill de Blasio said Thursday. The mayor said that bars and restaurants, theaters, museums, and gyms will no longer be under capacity restrictions. Capacity limits on indoor spaces were put in place last year as city slowly reopened after flattening the curve. During his inauguration speech, President Joe Biden said his goal was for Americans to be able to gather in 4 small groups by July 4. However, de Blasio's plan for New York City may have to go through Governor Andrew Cuomo. During a press conference on Thursday morning, de Blasio said he has not spoken to the governor, but the city will work with the state and federal governments on plan to reopen. The mayor said the city will use data and science to determine if any other preventive measures may stay in place once capacity limits are lifted. He said after June, the city will assess if measures like mandatory mask wearing are still necessary. While de Blasio said his focus is not on the rest of the school year, but rather the summer and providing free activities for kids throughout the city. He is confident that schools will fully be back in person in September with enough staff. Astronaut Michael Collins, member of the Apollo 11 that landed on the moon has died at 90. As Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin planted humanity's first footprints on the moon, Collins stayed behind to pilot the command module circling roughly 60 miles above the lunar surface. As such, Collins himself never stepped foot on the moon, though his accomplishments together with Armstrong and Aldrin contributed to what remains one of the most famous space missions in history. Collins passed away after a dauntless battle with cancer. NASA paid tribute to Collins, highlighting his distinguished career and his work inspiring generations of explorers. Today, the nation lost a true pioneer and lifelong advocate. Exploration in astronaut Michael Collins, acting NASA Administrator Steve Jurzik said in a statement. Whether his work was behind the scenes or on full view, his legacy will always be as one of the world leaders who took America's first step into the cosmos, and his spirit will go with us as we venture toward further horizons. Collins was selected by NASA to become an astronaut in 1963. He became the third person in U.S. history to conduct a space walk. Collins retired from NASA in 1970 after leaving the space agency to serve as director of the National Aerospace Museum and as Secretary of the Smithsonian Institution. Turning to science and auto news. Daimler Truck Volvo to make fuel cells in Europe from 2025. Germany's Daimler Truck and Sweden's Volvo Group say they plan to jointly manufacture hydrogen fuels trucks for Europe starting in 2025, called on the European Union policy makers to boost incentives for climate neutral technologies. The company said Thursday their fuel cell joint venture named Cell-Centric is carrying out preparatory work at the facility in Esslingen, Germany, and that decision on location for larger scale series production will be announced in 2022. European governments are seeking to lower emissions of carbon dioxide under the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement. Carbon dioxide, which is product of internal combustion engines, among other things, this is the main greenhouse gas blamed by science for global warming and climate change. That Daimler and Volvo said that while batteries used for electric cars will work for short-haul trucks, they see hydrogen fuel cells playing a major role for heavier loads and longer distance. In a fuel cell, hydrogen and oxygen combine to produce electricity and heat water. There are no carbon dioxide emissions or smog producing pollutants. Hydrogen can have advantages over batteries in refueling time, weight, and range, but planes to refuel are expensive to build and are currently few and far between. Turning to animal interest news, a group of eager beavers shut down internet service in a western Canadian town over the weekend after they chewed through a fiber cables and used them to build their home. The outage wreaked havoc on the internet, cable television, and local cell phone service of about 1,000 Telus customers in Tamler Ridge, British Columbia, a town with only about 2,000 people total. The service provider described the 36-hour outage as a very rare and uniquely Canadian disruption. Our team located a nearby dam, and it appears the beavers dug underground alongside the cheek to reach our cable, which is buried about 3 feet underground and protected by 4.5-inch thick conduit. Telus spokesperson Liz Sauvé told CBS News on Monday. Sauvé said that crew worked around the clock under challenging conditions to fix the issue. Service was first erupted to the area early Saturday morning and finally restored at around 6:30 p.m. on Sunday. This is Joshua Shaw reporting for Youth Connect. That's it for me. Now I'll send it back to you, Aiden.
Man, I would be furious if the beavers ate our internet. You know what? Thank goodness it was in British Columbia and not Oakville, because if the beavers took down our internet, I would be screaming Everyone would be out in the streets screaming, "No more video games! My life is over!" Thank goodness it was British Columbia. Whew. Anyways, guys, we're like I said last week, we're bringing back our board game of the week. But actually, I thought of something even more interesting. This isn't just going to be your board game of the week. This is going to be your weird board game of the week. And to start us off with this weird board game of the week, we got a game called A Game of Cat and Mouse. A game of cat and mouse? I thought it was a game of cat and mouse. Anyways, a game of cat and mouse is all about fast flinging and quick thinking with a touch of precision. The first player to land all the balls of one color onto their opponent's side wins. It's like air hockey, but instead of air and hockey, it's cats and rainbows. It's cutthroat multiplayer pinball. Now, I also have a very, very small, basically a very small tutorial to show you guys how the game will be played. So let me tell you how it works, guys. You first get the game. You first open the game. You get a magnetic paw. Weird. There could be blue or pink. You get balls. You put half on each side, and whoever gets the most balls inside the cat's mouth or gets all their balls out of their side wins. Now, this is very weird. This is a very weird game. And this is why it belongs in our weird board game of the week. And apparently, let me tell you this, guys. Apparently, it's like playing pinball with a slingshot, a cat once told me. That's right, just a cat walking around the street. I asked me about the game, and he told me it's like playing paintball with a slingshot. That's good advice. That's a wise cat. That could be the next Cat Gandhi, I swear. Anyways, guys, next up we have Nebraska. Nebraska has us some entertainment and movie news.
Hello, Aiden. Can you hear me?
Can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Howdy, how are you guys today? My name is Nibras Khan and I'm your host for the entertainment news. Let's get straight into our top story. And our first top story is about Flatliners. Flatliners is a 2017 American science fiction film directed by Niels Arden Opleff and written by Ben Ripley, a standalone sequel to and remake of the 1990 film of the same name. The story follows 5 medical students who attempt to conduct experiments that produce near-death experiences. 5 medical students, obsessed by world leaders beyond the confines of life, embark on a daring experiment. By stopping their hearts for short periods, each triggers a near-death experience, giving them a first-hand account of the afterlife. Our medical student Courtney is obsessed with the idea of the afterlife. Wanting to find out what happens after death, she invites fellow students Jamie and Sophie to join her in an experiment in an unused hospital room, using defibrillation to stop her heart for 60 seconds, Whistler's recording her brain, and then reviving her. She assures them they would not be held responsible for any accident. Sophie is against this, but Jamie does it anyway. After 60 seconds, they panic as they are unable to revive her, but eventually manage to do with the fellow student Ray. Later, Marlowe, a rival of Ray, arrives and learns of the experiments. As the trials become more perilous, each must confront their past mistakes from their past lives while facing paranormal consequences of journeying to the other side. And this movie is available on Netflix. This is a different kind of a movie. It's not your regular movie, so I highly recommend you guys watching this movie. So my next story is about Life in Color. Life in Color with David Attenborough uses revolutionary camera technology to show how different animals see color and use color to their advantage in the wild. Earth Day just got more colorful. Netflix is premiering a new 3-part docu-series on Earth Day, April 22nd, this year called Life in Color with David Attenborough. In Life in Color, Attenborough, 94, travels the world from the humid, vibrant rainforest of Costa Rica to the cold, snowy Scottish Highlands to explore how animals use color to their advantage. Attenborough will look into how peacocks' bold trails attract mates, why some fish change color during attacks, and how many creatures use hues not visible to human eye to survive and survive. Revolutionary camera technology created specifically for this project is used throughout the series to help viewers truly understand the complex relationship the world species has with color, white to color, and high definition to even ultra high definition. But we have always known there's another world of color, one that only animals can see. For life in color, we developed a new technology to provide a window into these invisible worlds. It has allowed us to unlock some of the mysteries of nature and to share these with our audience for the first time. Attenborough said in a statement obtained by the people. So I also recommend this movie to you guys. Please watch it. It's a great movie. It's a documentary. So please watch this, guys. And so my third and final story is about it's about a book. After her mother dies in an accident, 16-year-old Bree Matthews wants nothing to do with her family memories or childhood home. A residential program for bright high schoolers at UNC Chapel High seems like the perfect escape until Bree witnesses a magical attack her very first night on her campus, a flying demon feeding on human energies. A secret society of so-called legend-born students that hunt the creatures down and a mysterious mage who calls himself Merlin and who attempts and fails to wipe Bree's memories of everything she saw. The mage's failure unlocks Bree's own unique magic and buried memory with a hidden connection. The night her mother died, another Merlin was at the hospital. Now that Bree knows there's more to her mother's death than was on the police report, she'll do whatever it takes to find out the truth, even if that means infiltrating the legend born as one of the initiates. So this movie, this not a movie. So the book is about Legendborn. The book's name is Legendborn. You can find it Amazon, many other places. I also highly recommend you guys this book. Please read it. Thank you very much. That's all from me. This is Nibras Khan from Youth Connect. I'll see you all next week. Thank you very much. Back to Eden.
You know what, Nebraska? I definitely gonna have to check out Life in Color. I just saw a documentary about David Attenborough talking about climate change and how important it is to him, and how we should acknowledge it. And it's amazing. And Life in Color is all about colors. So honestly, I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna get inspired, and I'm gonna make a brand new painting just from Life in Color. So
of course, go ahead. Awesome.
Thank you so much, Nebraska. But now we got to go to our last person. And you know who our last person is? It is our super talented live music artist, Jeffrey. And he's bringing us live music. Jeffrey, I can't seem to hear you. Can you maybe unmute yourself or turn up your volume a bit?
Now can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, thanks. From the bottomless pit, but my end was made strong by the hand of the Almighty. We followed in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? I ever have redemption songs, emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. Not by ourselves can free our minds. Our Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever have. Redemption songs. Redemption songs. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. I've no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Yes, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? It's all I ever have. Redemption song. Redemption song. These songs of freedom. Songs of freedom.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Oh, it's always nice. You know what? You sounded amazing, and I really like your white guitar. It really is so vibrant and really brings out that color while you're singing, and it really directs my attention. I'm like, whoa, look at him play that guitar. So we've reached the end of our Youth Connect, and I just want to say, guys, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Nibras. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, Kevin. And you know what, guys? I gotta say, just before we go, make sure you celebrate Youth Week. This is all about you. This week is all about you. Really, just get into those programs. Really connect with people. Always connect. Make new friends. Make new connections. You know what? It's always nice to meet new people. And really, you got to celebrate yourself. Always celebrate yourself. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And you know what? Stay connected. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Connected. Enjoy
Bye.
Youth Week.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.